Hey everybody, what's going on? You know what day and time it is. It is Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific time, and it's, other times in other time zones, and it is time for the Shelly Jones Show. Hey! I am so glad to be here with you guys another week. I have a great show for you. We are going to talk business, y'all. We're going to talk business, but listen, before we get into that, let's take care of some business. I need you guys to like and share. If you are on Facebook, like and share. Give me those thumbs up, those hearts, all those things, so we can make sure we organically push this video up to the top so those who need to see it can see it. And if you are on YouTube, I need you to subscribe so you can be the first to so that you can, and push that bell for notifications. So subscribe so that, you can be with me, be hanging out with your girl. Notification bell so that you can get notifications when we put up new videos, because we are doing new ones every week. You guys, I just have to celebrate myself a little bit because I reached partnership with Google. Yay! And for those of, not Google, well, they're probably all the same. YouTube. With YouTube, you guys, yay, 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 yay. Now, what that means is I have over 1,000 views, over 1,000 subscribers, and over 4,000 views, and it's climbing. So thank you guys so much for watching the videos, and those of you guys who are telling people about it, thank you for that right now. Without further ado, let's get into this show.
Let me take a moment. Hey, dolls. Sometime next week, maybe I can help. I know you've been calling. My phone is on do not disturb. And no, it's not personal. I just need some me time.
I want to tell you about this product. Hey everybody. Hey, okay, so that is my daughter, Darian Janelle. She is on all streaming platforms. Make sure you go check her out. That song is titled Mood Swing, and go support her, you guys. She's such an amazing writer. She wants to write for other people. So yeah. All right, listen. On that note, it is the time in our show where we talk about mood swing. And, I've been waiting for y'all to send me your mood swings, but you just won't do it. So I guess I'm just going to have to tell you all my mood swings. These are things that you do to swing your mood when you're down, or when you just need a little pep. What do you do to get yourself back on track? Because let's just face it, honey, life happens. And sometimes you got to talk to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we all have to do it. What's that song? Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Yeah, that song. So the mood swing for today. Now, you guys, I am a foodie. I love food. So last week I told you that one of the things that I indulge in is Utz butter popcorn, right? I love Utz butter popcorn. But there is a lady, and I believe she's in Baltimore. And the reason why I say I believe is because I can't find the information on Facebook. It used to be on Facebook, but it's not there where she is located. But she is on Facebook. It's called The Diva's Kitchen. Okay, The Diva's Kitchen. And I have been trying to get there. It is definitely on my bucket list, y'all. But I'm going to put up a picture, split screen, so you can see. Let's put up the one with the chicken and the biscuit first. This is called y'all, look at that. Oh my. Can you just see the succulence in that? Look at the chicken. I am very much into flavors and how they marry in my mouth. Like if you show me a picture of something, if I'm at a restaurant and you show me a picture of something, I'm expecting it to look just like that. If you're giving me chicken, mashed potatoes, and green beans, don't bring me chicken, mashed potatoes, and corn. And if the chicken has gravy on it, don't bring me dry chicken. If it has sauteed onions, don't bring me the chicken with no sauteed onions. If it's mushrooms, don't bring me the chicken with no mushrooms, because my mouth is already getting ready for what I saw on that picture. So you guys, this is, look at I can see the kosher salt, all the herbs in that biscuit, and it's fried chicken, and she's got a little I guess that's barbecue sauce on top of it. But you can see how moist the biscuit is. Y'all, I have not had the pleasure of tasting this yet, but when I tell you, baby, as soon as I get the opportunity, Velvet Voice in the Sky, can we go to the next picture? Look at just look at the biscuit. Look at that, y'all. My mouth is watering like right now. So anyway, one of the ways that I swing my mood is I eat. That's one way. Or I go and I look at recipes and I look at things because I love to cook. And I'm actually a pretty good cook. So I love to cook. And I haven't found anything that I cannot cook. I may not want to take the time to cook it because there is a lot of steps. And I get kind of like off track with steps sometimes because I am familiar with flavorings and all that kind of stuff. I just kind of like start adding my own stuff in it. But anyway, sometimes that turns out good, sometimes that doesn't. But that's one of the ways I swing my mood. So I'm going to put it out there to you guys again. If you want to share with me how you swing your mood, please send it to Scheli at SheliJones.biz. There it is right there in the corner, Scheli at SheliJones.biz. All right. Now let's move to our next segment, and that is On My Way Up. Ooh, this is one of my favorite segments. Yes, let's listen to the smooth tunes of Darian Janelle. I love this song, but it just has such a positive vibe, right? So in this segment, what we do is we talk about people who are doing things and they're just on their way up, right? They're just doing things to better themselves. They're doing things to make their life better, whatever it is, going to school, or if you put yourself out there in a way that you normally wouldn't do it, that's what we do in this segment. So our On Our Way Up is my niece, Gabrielle Barnes. So we're going to bring her up on the screen and we're going to congratulate Gabrielle. Yay! This is my niece, y'all, Gabby. She won Homecoming Queen. She lives in Katy, Texas for her school. I'm so proud of her. So we just want to clap it up for Gabby. And, putting herself out there because, she had to go against scrutiny, voting, and it takes some confidence to put yourself out there to run for something like Homecoming Queen. So I just want to clap it up for Gabby. I'm so proud of her. She's a good student, a good girl. She also plays basketball. So yay, clapping it up for Gabrielle Barnes, my niece. So proud of you and so excited for you women winning Homecoming Queen. Putting yourself out there, right? Yes, honey. So anyway, in this show, we're gonna let's just talk about some current events. Okay, so I just wanted to first of all pay homage to Jesse Powell and just his death. We're so sorry. We want to just send prayers out for his family about his passing last week. So let's just take some time to just really think about that. You guys, people are leaving this earth all the time, and one of the things that I told you guys that is my concern is I don't want to live and die and not complete my purpose. So let's just clap it up for Jesse Powell and what he gave to the world, because he gave some beautiful music to the world. And Lord, we just rest in heaven and we're praying for your family. And we're gonna move on. Other things in the headlines is the Woman King movie. First of all, I just have to clap it up for the entire cast of Woman King. I saw the movie. I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I had to close my eyes on certain things because I really don't like the fighting, the violence. It gets to be a little bit too much for me. But I just love to see Viola Davis in this role. She's amazing anyway, but she was amazing. But not just her. The actors, her supporting actors, they were amazing. The women, I'm not going to give the movie away, but the women and the men, everybody, it was just amazing. Now, we know that the tea is that there's supposedly some boycotting going on from the movie. I don't know if I hear it's from us, meaning African Americans, because they didn't want to glorify the fact that the actual slaves were actually sold to the Europeans by other slave, other tribes. And so I get it. I don't know I'm not going to pretend to know the story, but I think we just have to, it's important to know our history. This is not something we get to learn in history books. You guys can go on my Facebook page, Scheli Jones, and there is an article on there and you guys can read about it. It's an article that was put out in Time Magazine, or I think it's Time Online, Time Magazine Online, time.com. So you guys can go read it. And I knew of the story. I didn't know how true it was, but I didn't know of the story. I read it years ago that other Africans sold Africans into slavery. I knew it had to be something like that because it was so hard for me to believe that Europeans could just come on the whole continent, come onto Africa and just take them just like that. So to me, there had to be some shady goings on, but I think that this is a part of our history and we should know our history. And even though we may not agree with it, we should support it. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other movies out there that we can boycott that do us no service at all. So let's just keep it right there. And let's get further into the show, y'all. Let's talk business. I love to talk business. So myself, let me take a little sip of this water. I have been in business since I was 21, starting off as a sole proprietor. And then in 2005, I established my business as an entity, an LLC, and eventually I changed it over to an S Corp. So, so many of us have businesses, right? So many of us have dreams or aspirations to go into business. And what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is the right way to start your business. It is important that when you start a business, that you have a business plan. It's important that you know where you're headed with this business. In this, starting a business, it shouldn't just be, you have to ask yourself, are you starting a business or a hobby? It's okay if it's a hobby that you happen to make money on and you're doing it as a sole proprietor, but the IRS is only going to allow you to make so much money doing that before they consider it a business. And then you can find yourself getting in trouble because you need to change that entity from sole proprietor into either an LLC or an S Corp. So it's important for us to know if this is something that we want, that we're doing, that we're setting it up properly. One of the things that I always talk to our people about, as well as Black and brown people, I would say, is the importance of understanding that when you build a business, you're building a legacy. You're building a legacy for you. You're building a legacy for your children, something that they can make money from years to come. And you're building a legacy for the community if you have brick and mortar where you happen to have that business. If you're online, you're building a legacy for the community that you speak to that are your online customers. A lot of us remember running to the corner store. When I was growing up, there were two stores that we used to go to in Santa Ana. One was called the Potato Bin. We called it the Potato Bin. I don't think it was the name Potato Bin. And then another one was it was a corner store. I won't say what we called it because now that I know about it, it was a little racist. But it was owned by an Asian guy. So you can probably figure out what we called it. But we frequented those stores. Those were the corner store was where we went to go get our candies and so on and so forth. And the Potato Bin is where we went to get pickles and pickled pig feet and chips and stuff like that. Yeah, I ate pickles and pickled pig feet. Y'all, have you guys ever had a pickle and put either hot tamales in it or put a candy cane, a peppermint candy cane in it and eat the pickle, or do that to a lemon? Y'all, that is so good. But anyway, that's another story. But that was something that we did. Those stores are not there. Well, the Potato Bin is there, but it's different and it's called something else. But I just couldn't imagine those stores not being there when I was a kid, because that's what I was used to. When we went to church, there was a drugstore up the street and we all walked from church to the drugstore. So one of the first things that I like to tell my clients when I'm talking to them about business, about starting a business, is remember that you are not starting this business just for yourself. You're solving a problem. You're serving a community. So if we look at it that way, then we might take a little bit more precaution into educating ourselves so that we can have a good business, so that the business can continue. when you are serving your community in this, in having this business, it can be a little disheartening when you're there and you're not there anymore. So I always tell people that's the first thing that you want to that's the first way you want to look at it, because then it will allow you to look at things like doing a business plan. Okay, so now what is a business plan? And don't get overwhelmed by the word business plan. Okay. Business plan is simply something that you put together, and you're just going to talk about how you're going to do business. You're going to talk about, the business name, the address, what the entity is, what your business is doing. You want to talk about how you're going to do this. You're going to talk about what it costs to do this. You'll put some future projections in there. You'll talk about an exit strategy. This is good. A business plan is good because it helps you to it takes the vision for what you have for your idea for your business, and it puts it on paper, and it helps you to stay in line with that. So all decisions will be made based off of this business plan. It's also really good because if you ever go to get a loan, or if you ever want to grow the business, you have this business plan to look back on, and you can know where you're going to go from there. Now, the business plan may change. You can add on to it. You can take away from it, because the way you start a thing is not the way that you end it. You should always be auditing and looking at your business every year to see how things are working, how things are not working, and so on and so forth. So that's one of the things you want to do. Set up your business, get your business plan. Look at your business as it's not just about you. You're getting ready to launch into this world of service and legacy. Then the other thing you want to do is build business credit. You want to make sure you're building business credit. Far too many times, I think those of us who start businesses, because we don't think it through, we never stop to think that, especially if you're working your business, like if you're a salon owner who is a hairstylist who's a salon owner, or if you actually provide a service, mechanic, truck driver, whatever. A lot of times we don't think those things through, about having an evaluation for your business, meaning what is your business worth if you ever wanted to sell it. You should have that in mind. That's your exit strategy. A lot of times when you go to get a loan, or if you want people to invest in your business, they're going to want to know, what's your exit strategy? Because they know enough to know that you're not going to be here forever. And they want to make sure that when you leave, that the business doesn't crumble and die. They want to make sure that this business, you are building a business that can keep going even after you leave it, or when you hand it to them. You have created a business that moves on its own, so they can just pick up and just keep going, because they may not know how to provide the service that you provide in the business. So you want to build business credit. Building business, and I don't want to take this for granted, because a lot of times people don't know what business credit is. Business credit is building credit that is attached to your EIN number, not your social security number. Okay. That's what business credit is. Why is building business credit important? Building business credit is important because, as I said, you want to have an evaluation, first of all. Secondly, you want to show vendors and lenders that you can pay your bills. There are credit bureaus that strictly are supporting businesses. So you want to have this information on those business credit bureaus. I'm not talking about personal credit bureaus. Those are two things. Those are two completely separate things. But business credit bureaus that are helping you to support your business. So you want to you want to have a credit rating on these bureaus that is showing the world that you pay your bills. Okay. So that's why business credit is important. And when you get ready to grow your business, because if you have a business, the question is not, will you need money? The question is, when will you need money? Because you need money to make your business grow. And you want to get to the place where you're not relying on your profit to grow your business. You want to be able to take your profit out as a business owner, and you want to be able to use OPM, other people's money, to grow your business. So that's important. And then you want to scale your business. You want to get to the point where you can hire people. You'll probably 1099 and probably do virtual assistants at first, but eventually you'll get to the point where you want to hire employees. And when you hire those employees, you're scaling your business. You want to make sure that you're able to do that, and you make sure you have the money to be able to do that. So business, excuse me, you guys, I don't know why I have dry throat today, but business and setting up your business properly is so important. I know when I started my business, I was young. I didn't know anything about setting up a business. I was providing a service, and that's just the way that it was. And I was getting my taxes done. And my accountant said to me, you need to set up an entity. And I had no idea what that was. So she guided me through that. And then it just kind of metamorphosized from there. The other thing in business that it's important to do is to educate yourself. If you don't know how to do something, get a coach, join a mastermind, do whatever it takes, take a class, do whatever it takes to make sure you have the things that you need to be successful in your business. Every year we should be doing something. We should be investing in some type of course or reading something or something to make our business better so that we can compete, because the thing that's constant is in business is change. It's going to change. I mean, hey, let's look at the music industry. Let's look at marketing. When I first started doing hair, the way that you got clients, well, it's always grassroots. We would get cute and do our hair and go to the mall and pass out cards. That still always works today. But the main way that you did it was the phone book, you guys, the yellow pages. You would put an ad in the yellow pages. And I think about it now, and it's so crazy because you would buy an ad and they would come, the representative would come in and they would show you the different size ads, and they would tell you how much they were, and you would sign a contract to pay them monthly, but they will print the book before you paid everything. So if you happen to not pay, then you're still getting advertisements, but of course you mess up your credit. But that's how they did it. And I always took ads out in the yellow pages, and those yellow pages ads always did well for me. And then I graduated so I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Marketing, that was the next part that I was going to talk about with business. Marketing is important. You have to let the people know that you're there. There are many ways to market now. But like I was saying, back in the day, that's how I did it. Yellow pages. And then I graduated to local publications. So you might still be able to do that today. There's probably local publications that you can pick up from your local grocery store or from your local 7-Eleven, or that come to your home where you can actually put ads in them. And then those ads, people get those magazines and they look at them and then they purchase your services from there. I've advertised in 2 local publications and in my business time, not now, but back in the day. And they always did well for me. And they were expensive. I was paying like $1,500 a month for those publications. And now the rule of thumb that I was taught in marketing, when you are doing marketing for publications, I don't feel like that's the same for digital marketing, but for publications, the way I was taught that you need to be willing to spend monthly off the equivalent of what you would charge for your largest service. So back then, my largest service was about $1,200 to $1,500, and that's what I was spending monthly. And it did really well for me. I don't know if that would do well today. Today, the thing is digital marketing and funnels and email marketing and Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of stuff. That's a whole nother beast, y'all. But in business, you definitely want to make sure that you're marketing. There, you can have your online store. You can have this show. I can have this show. You can have a storefront. But if no one knows you're there, no one's going to come in. And then the last thing I want to talk about that's really good for business is your niche. Because nowadays, there are so many people doing one thing. What sets you out? Know who your competitors are and what they're doing, what makes you different. There's nothing wrong with, competition is everywhere. So we can't put our head in the sand like there's no competition. It's okay to know who your competition is and what they're doing, but know what you offer that's different. How are you doing it different? Why would your customers buy from you? who is your avatar? Avatar meaning who is that person that you speak to and why? What do they look like? What keeps them up at night? What are their pain points? How are you speaking to those things? What problems are you solving for them? Every business should ask this question. This is if you're an online business, if you are a storefront, no matter what your business is there any other way to do business? Online, storefront. You're either brick or mortar or you're online, right? Amazon, that's online. But whatever your business is, however you are running your business, you should know who your customer is so that you know where to advertise, where to speak to them, where to go get them, and you're speaking their language. So marketing is very important. Knowing how to market is very, very, very important. I love business. It's so funny because you guys taught me that. My Facebook followers taught me that because about 2 years ago, I guess it was, I put out a call on Facebook and I said, if you could describe me in one word, what would it be? And I got a lot of people responding. And it was so crazy to me because even though I'm a hairstylist, I think only 5 people said hair, if that. Most people said business, mogul, motivator. I got all of these things, and it was, and you helped me to understand exactly who I was to you. And it made me kind of switch my business model some because I was ready to do something different. And then the last thing I'm gonna say about business is never be afraid to change. If it's not working, switch it up. I know that sounds very scary, but the way businesses die is 1, they don't have enough money. 2, they don't change. Things change, you guys. The way I just told you that the way that I did marketing back in the day was the yellow pages, but the way that I do marketing now is online, digitally. Now, one thing that doesn't change is that good old fashioned going out there and introducing yourself, networking events, those still work. Introducing yourself or just going out and talking to people, that still works today. It still works today. So don't stop doing that. You should always be advertising your business. Cards have changed. We used to hand out cards. Now I have a digital card on my phone. When people say, can I have your card? They scan my phone, my digital card, and it comes up and they can drop it right in their information. And of course, people saying, what's your IE, Instagram, or what's your Facebook or whatever, those are ways to do it. But don't be afraid to change. Change is the only thing that's constant. And in business, if you're going to stay in the running, then you have to be willing to change it. And listen, I know change is hard. Change is painful. I am in the middle of going through a metamorphosis in my business right now. And I'm not going to lie to you. It has been very hard, very, very hard for me. I have cried. I'm just going to be really honest. I have cried. Now, don't think they're punk tears because I'm in no way am I a punk. But, and I shouldn't say punk, but in no way am I weak. They're not weak tears. That's the way I release frustration, is crying. So I cry on everything. I cry when I'm happy. If I see a dog that's cute. I saw a turtle in the park the other day. I almost cried because I just thought he was adorable. But weak, I am not. That is not my name at all. This chick right here is strong. She handles a lot of stuff. But it has been very hard being the age that I am and everything being a learning curve. So I have had to really put my hand to the plow, and I've had to change my mindset. I've had to really get in there, and I have had to be willing and open to think of this thing called business marketing, business differently. So let me give you an example. I have been accustomed to trading my service or a product called wigs for money. And it's been very good to me. Now I'm learning to trade my knowledge and products of hair care for money. And that's a whole new way of thinking. It's a whole new way of thinking. And everything is content, and learning that everything is content, just so many things. So don't be afraid to make a change, and hire some people that already know this. If you're older like me, or even if I'm not a millennial, but I know I'm not a millennial. I'm not a baby boomer, but I forget what I am. They call us X, or I don't know what we are, but anyway, right under the baby boomers. Working with younger people who can help me to understand, what I'm doing, who can educate me. Like I said, joining the mastermind. In this mastermind that I'm in is called TSP, the Traffic, Sales, and Profit. Lamar and Ronnie Taylor. I mean, there's so much information. There's a wealth of information in there, and just sitting down and reading the information, And I have a coach, and she's working with me. Although I know my coach, I know I get on my coach's nerve. Felicia, if you're watching this, I love you. I appreciate you. But girl, I know I be getting on your nerves because I'm learning not to flip flop. but just staying in there and hanging in there, seeing it through to the end. And I know I said the last thing, but this is really the last thing. If you're starting a business, if what you try doesn't work the first time, don't give up. Technically, it really takes 5 years to turn a profit, truly, for a business. That's why business credit is important, because you may need to get funding to make sure that your business can flow. But don't give up. If it doesn't work the first time, it may not be instantaneous, you guys. It may take some time. You may have to get the data and audit it and make some changes, but don't give up. Stay in there, hang in there, because you will reap the benefits. I'm in another mastermind for my products, and my instructor there told me, don't even think about getting this. Don't even think about turning a profit in this until 3 years. She said it takes about 3 years for you to get to some point where you're really on the radar. So you have to make sure that whatever you start, if you want to see it through to the end, that you are sticking in there and you are taking the time to just stick with it, because it's going to take time. Okay. So you want to first make sure that when you're starting a business that you're serving a community, you're creating a legacy, and you're solving a problem. So it's not just about you. It's about you showing up for what you've been called to do. Then you want to make sure that you're setting up your business properly so that you can have a legacy. You want to make sure that you have a business plan. Okay, have a business plan so you can have an exit strategy, so that your business can have an evaluation, so that you can get business credit. Okay, because you want to be able to sell your business when it is time for you to leave it, or leave it to your children to take it over. But just in case that's not their plan, because you don't want to force it on them, you want to make sure that your business has a clean evaluation so it can be sold to someone else, because someone would be interested in buying it. All right. Make sure that you get the business credit that you need immediately. Learn the difference. Business credit is a tool. It's an asset. It is not debt. Don't change your thinking on that. And then learn how to use it as an asset. And it's not just to get yourself in debt. Learn how to use it as an asset. Then you want to market. You want to make sure that you are learning how to market your business, and that you're doing that thoroughly. Know who your avatar is before you market. Who are you speaking to? What problems are you solving for them? What are their pain points? You want to make sure you know those things, and then you want to stick with it. Don't give up. When you start, I forgot one more thing. Get the education that you need to make sure that your business can continue to be successful every year. Make sure you're educating yourself on the things that are changing in your business. Know your competitors around you. There's nothing wrong with that, so that you can make sure you know what your niche is. And then the last thing is stick with it. Don't give up, you guys. Somebody is waiting for you. So you got to get this business together so that you can have the life that you deserve. All right. So anyway, I don't have anything else to share with you guys about business. I will tell you this. I am doing a free challenge, and next week I will be giving you that information for you guys to join. On October 3rd, I'm doing a free challenge. It is a 9-step business health check, where I will be teaching you how to set up your business properly so it is fundable, so that you can go get the business credit that you need. So if you guys know anybody who is in business and needs this, it's free, y'all. Free. It ain't gonna be free for long. It's free this time. But if you guys know anybody who needs this, make sure you tell them about it. Next week, I'm gonna have a link so that you guys can go there and you can sign up for the free challenge. It's 3 days. It starts October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And we're going to be getting it in. We're going to be having fun. There's going to be a Facebook page for you guys to get in there and talk about. And, you know, business doesn't have to be cumbersome. It doesn't have to be burdensome. It can be fun. Learning about it can be fun. And so we're going to make it fun. We're going to make it lots of fun for you guys. All right. So without further ado, thank you for hanging with your girl. I will see you guys next week. Have a good day. Bye.
Let me take a moment.
Hey, dogs.
Sometime next week.